There are countless urban legends in the anime world, like did Hayao Miyazaki say anime was a mistake? Did a Hamtaro episode called The Warm Scarf Capade ever exist? And what the hell did Miami Mike do at DragonCon? We may never know. But none is more pervasive or divisive than the 3-episode rule. This edict has wreaked havoc on many a watch list and cut short many binge watches. But wait, what is the 3-episode rule? Is it real, or is it just another anime myth? The 3-episode rule tends to resurface whenever a new season launches, with lots of promising shows. With an overwhelming amount of animes to choose from, fans have to be selective about where to allot their energy. For many, the 3-episode rule helps with that decision making. It can call even the longest watch list and give fans who have a hard time pulling the plug an excuse to drop a show. Because no matter how you interpret the 3-episode rule, one thing is clear. In the anime community, it has been said that the first trifecta of episodes can make or break a show. But I wanted to know. I wanted to find out for myself, is the 3-episode rule real? Oh, also, Miyazaki did not say that. So you can cross off that myth. That myth is busted. So an argument for the 3-episode rule, whether you follow it or ignore it, believe it or have never even heard of it, there is merit to the idea of giving a new anime series several episodes before passing judgment on it. I mean, if you've only watched episode 1 of Beastars, you'd probably think it was a furry murder mystery show. It's still a furry murder mystery show, but that's so much. And if you drop Madoka Magica after the pilot, you would leave thinking it's a good old-fashioned happy magical girl show. And Hunter x Hunter, well, you might think it's another classic shonen, and also fishing might play a big part in it. Actually, speaking of Hunter x Hunter, another work by the same mangaka, Yu Yu Hakusho, the protagonist Yusuke Urameshi dies in the first episode, a move that launched 1,000 copycats. But if you think Yusuke stays dead for the entire series, well, you'd be wrong. Now, there are some shows whose first episode gives you the tone, the feel, and even the plot for the entire series, like Samurai Champloo's first episode. The action, the animation, the music, and it all hits you non-stop, and you know you're in it for a hip-hop samurai action comedy extravaganza. Or Haikyuu, you know, you got an underdog story, some good volleyballing, and at the end, left with a nice cliffhanger. So as most fans know, the bar for a good first episode is incredibly high. And honestly, I don't know if I want or need every series to have the best first episode ever. You know, I'm also down for a good slow burn. So let's take my example from earlier and see where they got to by episode 3. Starting off with Beastars, a lot happens in those first 3 episodes. While Tem the alpaca's murder seems to be a convenient way to set up the predator/prey dynamic society in Beastars, it quickly takes a backseat to Haru's troubling encounters with Legoshi, which will make up the core of the rest of the season. And without straying into, spoiler territories, I can also say that the 2 relationship defining encounters happen within those first episodes, the ripples of which are felt for the rest of the show. Now, Hunter x Hunter does a lot of world building in episode 1, but by the end of episode 3, Gon, Killua, Leorio, and Kurapika have all met and made it to the first phase of the Hunter exam. With the ragtag team assembled and the exam on the way, the series proceeds full steam ahead and evolves from a story about a shonen hero who's good at fishing into a nuanced story about family, growing up, and, whether or not humanity's fundamentally good or evil in a fascinating universe. Not too shabby, Hunter x Hunter. And Madoka Magica? Well, let's just say the magical girls are having a bad time. Not a good time. Now, I've been rambling on and on, but I didn't even tell you what the hell a 3-episode rule is. Well, the 3-episode rule can mean different things to different people. So let's take a note from Phoenix Wright and cross-examine what it actually is. That's what lawyers do, right? They cross-examine. Anyhow, I found several common, fairly similar definitions of the 3-episode rule, so I'm gonna break them all down for you right now. The first defines the rule as the idea that any new fan really should watch at least 3 episodes of a new show before issuing their final verdict to watch or not to watch. The second is pretty similar to the first definition, but focuses more on the show than the viewer. Basically, the thought is that most animes need those 3 episodes to hit their stride. Related to that is our next definition, the idea that many shows build a twist or reveal into the 3rd episode, and viewers need to get there to be able to fairly judge the show. The Characters from Anime Guitarist defines the rule this way: it's the only time I've been able to find an anime that directly references the 3 episode rule. And you know what? That's gotta count for something, right? Next, some viewers believe that studios produce episodes in batches and that the first 3 are the ones completed before a show broadcasts. And finally, some more pragmatic viewers look at it this way: 3 episodes of anime is about an hour of television, and that's how much they're willing to invest in a new show. So, as you can see, there is a lot of overlap in those definitions, but the point is that something happens at the 3rd episode mark. Whether it's viewers forming an opinion, creators building in a twist, or studios making 3 episodes at a time, that makes for a natural break. Crunchyroll actually recently ran a poll to get to the bottom of which of these definitions reigns supreme. The result, let's check out the results. 59.7% of 10,000 plus respondents defined the 3 episode rule as simply watching the first 3 episodes to decide if they personally like it, while 9.1% saw the rule as more of a widely applicable idea. Most animes take 3 episodes to hit its stride. As for the other definitions, well, they didn't get many votes. So, from the poll, the popular idea is that 3 episode rule isn't about watching long enough to get a surprise twist, or because 3 episodes equal 1 hour. It's about giving a show enough time to hook you, the viewer. So, now that we know how the community defines the rule, let's go in a little deeper. I want to know, is the 3 episode rule even real? Let's find out, shall we? Now, being employed by Crunchyroll, I have access to some fancy internal data about our viewers' anime watching habits, and by analyzing the data with my 3000 IQ'd brain, I can give you the cold hard facts. Okay, full disclosure, I don't have access to our internal data, and I had to get permission to share these nuggets with you, so you're welcome. So here is the data in graph form. Bam! Now here, when we're looking at viewer attention across 2018 simulcasts, we can see that if viewers get to episode 3, there's a high likelihood that they'll continue watching the rest of the season. To get into the numbers, 62% of viewers who watched episode 1 came back for episode 2. Obviously, a lot of people just check out the first episode and just say, I'm out. But here is where it gets good. From there, 81% of those viewers went on to watch episode 3. And if you can see Exhibit A, we can clearly see 87% of viewers who watched episode 3 went on to watch episode 4, and then again after that, the retention stays above 90% for the rest of the season. So, as you can see from the data, most viewers, once reaching episode 3, go, okay, I think I'm gonna stick with this and finish off the series. Now, of course, we can't know if these viewers were intentionally following the 3 episode rule, following it subconsciously, or just following their hearts, but honestly, that doesn't matter. It does not matter if the viewers who stay on after episode 3 know about the rule or not. The fact of the matter is that the 3 episode rule is real to me and to the data, and maybe after me giving you these hot datas, it will be real to you too. But I think we had enough of me just rambling on about my headcanons. How about we ask an actual Crunchyroll official data analyst, Chris, about this pressing matter. Chris, do you think the 3 episode rule exists?
Yes.
Thank you, Chris. No, but seriously, Chris, do you have any good little nuggets of facts for us?
Sure. The data that we shared with you came from back in 2018, but simulcast episodic retention curves have pretty much the same shape today as they did back then. The baseline retention rate might be a little higher or a little lower for a certain series, depending on just how engaging those first couple episodes are. But across the board, you pretty much always see the biggest drop-off within the first 3 episodes, and especially after that first episode. Now, another thing that can impact episodic retention is actually when a user starts watching a show. So you see a little more drop-off on a show that's still on air than you do on an older series. Users are a little more willing at the start of a new anime season to sample a show that they haven't heard of before, which results in a little bit more drop-off from episode to episode. If you'd also like to know about how many days it takes a user to finish watching a show, so would I. You know, there's still a lot of stuff that I'm discovering every day about viewership and user behavior, and there's a lot left for us to analyze.
Thank you, Chris. I learned a lot about the fast-paced world of data analysis. Anyhow, maybe nowadays they're watching way more than 3 episodes. In today's world of bingeable content, not even the passive-aggressive, while you're still watching pop-ups, can't slow my roll. It's easier than ever to blast past the first 3 episodes without even realizing it. Also, now anime is mainstream enough that viewers can turn to any one of the thousands of reputable voices in the anime community to get their recommendations for their watch list. If they can't trust their own gut, they can just stop by YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok to see what the community is buzzing about. 3-episode rule be damned. In fact, the record-breaking, box office blasting Demon Slayer with the movie Mugen Train is the perfect example of a rule-breaking anime. The first 3 episodes of Demon Slayer hooked plenty of viewers for sure. Episode 3 culminates into a training sequence that is so gorgeously animated and satisfying that I'm sure people were hyped for episode 4. Nonetheless, it was episode 19 that really got people going, and that helped the Demon Slayer fandom explode. Without giving too much away, at the end of an epic battle, Tanjiro draws on memories of his father to give him strength, while Nezuko draws on memories of their mother, and then bam, something really cool happens. It's an incredible episode that unites the show's excellent character development with its top-notch fight choreography. It made a big splash when it aired, and I've got some more on that extra special internal data to back me up. Our data shows that when episode 19 aired, viewers that had dropped the show after episode 3 or elsewhere returned to give it another shot. Episode 19 had enough people talking about it to convince people to come back and give it another shot. Simply put, not all successful stories have to pass the 3-episode rule. Even so, the 3-episode rule exists for a reason. It's a way for the most diligent anime consumers to sample shows that they think they'll like. With dozens of new stories debuting several times a year, there's simply too much anime for a single fan to keep up with. The 3-episode rule provides a useful guideline to help viewers keep watching past the first few episodes, or to give them a jumping off point if after 3 episodes of a show doesn't spark joy. I don't know if anyone who takes the 3-episode rule seriously enough to adhere to it religiously. The fact that there are so many different definitions for it shows that the rule itself is meant to be flexible, or at least the way the community applies it is flexible. No matter how you define it, the 3-episode rule should work for you, not against you. At the end of the day, we're all on the same journey, to find and watch good anime. So, trust your gut, trust your taste, and, watch whatever the hell you like to watch. So, do you follow the 3-episode rule? Did you even know there was a 3-episode rule, or do you just binge the shit out of anime? Let me know in the comments below. Anyhow, I'm Tim Liu, host of Crunchyroll. Be sure to click the videos, you know how it goes. Click the little rectangle, the circle, down button, press the bell. Why not? Go for it. Bada bing, bada flippin' boom. Bye.